Shalom, Makiam Kala La, Allah YAHAWADAH Shemel Shah, Basham Kakadash, one of the others apostles of great most salutation, Jesus came out there. We're doing the work of YAHAWADAH Shemel Shah, Basham Kakadash Bakatam, one of the others apostles. South Africa in the news once again. So-called South Africans, for the most part, predominantly you are the Canaanites that the Bible speaks of, the sons and the descendants of Ham. Through one of Ham's son, Canaan. The same Canaanites which the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, we conquered and removed out of the Holy Land because of your filthy abominations, your witchcraft. Says from EWN in news channel, Ramaphosa. Let me see. From EWN. Okay, says Ramaphosa. The current South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, xenophobia puts South Africans abroad at risk of retaliatory attacks. I'm just gonna go through some few precepts, these few articles, and get the precept or so and close off. Another article from let me see his name of this website. Doesn't show. This was released. This was written by, or the editor, Andile Discretion. Was released, let me see, today at about 10:58 a.m. Says a xenophobia. What the hell? I hate these adverts. The xenophobia. Nigerians call on Boko Haram to attack South Africa. Hey, just like what's the name of this movie, man? This TV series. The A-Team. There was this guy Hannibal Barker who says, "I love it when a plan comes together." This is what's about to come. Matthew 24 speaks about nation. Let's get this in Matthew 24. Before I get that, let me go to Exodus 11. Let's go to Exodus chapter 11. Exodus chapter 11 and verse 7 says, "But against any of the children of Israel shall no dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know that the Lord YAHAWADAH doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel." Alright, you so-called Negroes, alright, West Indians and Haitians, you make up Judah. You are the ones who make up, okay, the sovereign kingdom, Judah. And you so-called Nigerians, so-called foreigners from Congo, from the west coast of Africa, who come here in so-called South Africa, you are the Israelites. Alright? And the wicked of you, judgment will rain down from YAHAWADAH Shemel Shah. Even amongst those of you who've been born in South Africa, who grew up thinking that you South Africans, those of you whose lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Israelites, you're going to meet judgment very soon when all hell break loose. Because these are just warm-ups. These are just the beginning of sorrows. The end is not yet. The end is not yet. It's just only, it is nearly around the corner. Another one from the Mail and Guardian article. What the fuck now? From the Mail and Guardian was released on the 3rd of September. It says xenophobia and party politics in South Africa. Because each and every 2 years or so, year and a half, whenever there be some disputes among the citizens, when they go on strike, who becomes a victim? who comes the victim and the blame? Those who come from outside, they end up being blamed because of how the system has been set up. Let me just go to this in Matthew 24 and close off. I don't want to make this long. The Israelites among these nations, among these Hamites, if you don't repent, you're going to get exactly what you deserve: judgment from YAHAWADAH. That's all that's coming. And that's all that's coming. That's all on the way. Matthew 24. Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 5 says, "For many shall come in my name, saying," verse 6, I just want to go straight to the point, "And ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars, seeing that ye be no trouble, for all these things must come to pass, but then the end is not yet. For nation shall rise up against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are the beginning of sorrow." All of these are the beginning of sorrows. The beginning of sorrows. It is actually going to be happening, actual war, so-called tribalism. Because nations were never meant to be together, to be intermingling with one another the way that they've been doing recently, in recent years, under the authorship and the rulership of the wicked Esau, Edom. Because the ways of all these nations are upon the earth, the Heavenly Father has made our ways to be diverse from one another, our thinking, our customs. That's why we see all these nations with their different gods which they worship. That brings about confusion. And part of the ways which this confusion is going to be rectified is going to be through by judgment from YAHWADAH, the war, neighbor against neighbor, nation against nation. And if those of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, descendants, among all these different nations where you've been scattered, if you fail to repent, those of you who will fail to repent, those who are not of the elect, judgment, as a grievous sword has been sharpened, has been furbished, it has been made, and right now that sword, it is glittering right now. If you don't see it, it is just not for you, man. Let's get another one in Amos. Amos 4. Let's review my last precept, Amos chapter 4. Amos chapter 4 and verse 12. Amos chapter 4 and verse 12 says, "Therefore thus says Amos chapter 4 verse 12, "Therefore thus will I do unto thee, O Israel, and because I will do this unto thee, prepare to meet thy God, O Israel." You better be prepared to meet your Maker. You better be prepared. Because South Africa is the melting pot of the continent of so-called Africa, the land of Ham. Okay, for the majority of you so-called Africans, you are the Hamites, the descendants of Ham. Everybody's flocking here. Got Elamites, Cushites, Ishmaelites, Edomites, all kinds of men of nations are all here. And this place, out of all this whole continent, this will be the worst place for you Israelites to be at when all hell breaks loose. This will be the worst place for you to be in. This will be the worst place to be in. Those divisions among the nations, they're going to be amplified. They are being amplified right now through all these civil unrest that are happening, all these different riots that are happening, that end up being leading to so-called foreigners being violated And the next thing they're gonna blame, oh, these guys are selling drugs. Guess what? If they're selling drugs, why the fuck are you even using these drugs in the first place, your own selves? Since you don't know, you don't use drugs, these as you say, the foreigners come with these drugs. What the hell are you entertaining these drugs for? Because you're all wicked. They're wicked foreigners, you so-called, for you to you Israelites out there who come from the west coast of Africa, coming here in South Africa, you're doing all kind of madness. You come here with your wickedness, you're going to be judged. Those of you who may believe in YAHAWADAH, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. If you've been wicked and continuously continue on being wicked, judgment will come. Judgment will come. That's why Yahushua said in Matthew chapter 10, as you go, Matthew chapter 10 says, as you go, preach ye and tell them that the gospel, tell them that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You better repent. You better repent. All praise and glory be unto Yahweh, Shemyahu Shah, Bashanu Kakadash, one of the apostles, Shalom Akim.